We're at 4601 Saloma Avenue in Sherman Oaks, California, performing a video sewer inspection through the 3-inch mainline roof vent at the rear of the house. On the right-hand side of the house would be the northwest end of the house, northwest end peak of the house. And we're going to install the camera into the vent and attempt to get all the way out to the city sewer from this point. Sometimes it's difficult to get all the way out because of turns and possibly debris and such, but we will try to get it out there. Turn our camera off, and that is the front of our house and the chimney, and that is the backyard. And this is our 3-inch roof vent that we're going to attempt to go through. And we're going down into a cast iron waste line at this point. And we're making another turn. And we've got a branch line coming in right here at this point. And we got another turn right here. A little bit of build up in this turn. Got some water running. We're going to make another turn. And there's quite a few turns in this line. We're gonna try and see if we can get through this. We're going to try and run some water. We're going to try and run some water through the waste line in this bathroom. are at the city sewer connection, and we're going to begin pulling back and inspect the 4-inch and the 6-inch sewer. First joint appears to be in fairly good condition. That's an important joint, and so is this one. That one has a little minor offset to it, but no breaks, no major separations, still in maintainable condition. That joint looks good right there. That joint looks good. You have some root intrusion. You have an offset at this joint out in the street. Slight separation and root intrusion. This is still in maintainable condition right here. You do have a crack. Looks like possibly, no, I'm sorry, that was a hairline root. We actually lost it coming back. There is no crack. It looks to be in maintainable condition. Might have to hydrojet the line and possibly treat it with some root X. We got another joint. We got some root intrusion in, 6-inch line. So that does need to be hydrojetted at least. And we're coming back. And we got some heavier offset in this one. You can see where you don't see much of the pipe at all on the far left side of the bottom at about the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock area, and then over by the 5 o'clock area you see where it's shifted. It's still maintainable at this point, but if we get too many shifts in this pipe, it is advisable to install a liner at that point. But it's still not too bad at this point. That joint looks okay. If we only have these few joints, then you could get by hydrojetting and using some root retardant. That joint looks okay. That joint looks alright. Should be coming up to the 4-inch here pretty quick. We're starting to pull up right now. And we're transitioning now to the 4-inch line. And we're transitioning right there to the 4-inch line. And we do have a pretty severe crack all the way around the 4-inch pipe right by the 4 to 6-inch connection. And this is out by the sidewalk area. We are going to stop and we're going to mark this area out real quick, because with this crack going all the way around, and you see we had this joint, if we get some severe earth movement, this piece could just fall apart. You can see it's cracked in such a way that a piece could just break, just shatter completely. It's cracked in numerous places right there. So we're going to go down, we're going to mark this area out, we're going to pull back just a little bit to the joint. When our locator will get kind of fuzzy while we're locating, we will shut off the sound for a moment and go down and locate. mark this area out right by the white picket fence, about 12 feet, 15 feet from the driveway, going toward the garage, but right along the picket fence. And this is that 4-inch joint that you got a fitting right here that's cracked pretty severely. That thing could just collapse. And we have another section right here. This section is actually broken completely. The hub is broken. You can see right here is, and this hub right here is supposed to be attached, and that would be the joint right in the middle. But that hub is pipe. That's where the roots are growing in. And we'll go down and we'll mark this area as well. Mark this area, which is about 4 to 5 feet back behind that first flag by the picket fence. And this hub is broken. You can see the crack. There's a light crack right inside, right at the bottom. So we're going to start pulling back, take a look at the rest. It's got some offset to it, but it's not broken. No root intrusions there. This cracked. You can see the face off to the left. It's got a crack, but where the roots are coming in, they're not coming in the joint. That piece of pipe is that pipe shifted and cracked, and that's about another 8 feet back from the other joint, the last one that we did. And we got another cracked piece of pipe. This is cracked all the way around. It's got some pretty good cracks in it down at the bottom. You can see it. See where it's starting to come apart. You see where the water is actually bouncing over, where it's starting to separate. You get some serious root intrusion in there as well. This 4-inch line definitely needs to be replaced at this point. And now we're holding some water here a little bit. The pipe right there, a little offset. And that's right by the garage area, right by the corner of the garage going toward the street. Another right here. And there's also a crack in the pipe right there, you can see at the bottom. The pipe is shifted. More than likely it was due to an earthquake. That joint doesn't look too bad at all. And that's got a break all the way around it again. You can see it's right inside that crack all the way around, and then your joint is right in front of it, and there's things offset quite a bit. And that you can see up at the top from about 11 o'clock to about 3 o'clock area on the piping up there, as if it were a clock. You can see the, and this is common. And we got some separation on terrible again, and we've got a break right back behind it though. You can see this crack going all the way around the pipe. So that pipe's cracked. If we get enough earth movement, this will bounce. Nothing to hold it intact any longer. And now we're pulling back to the cast iron. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark area, and that's also shifted quite a bit. So we're going to mark this area out, and this is where a mainline cleanout should be installed. And at the same time, you could dig here, dig up by the white picket fence, and pull a brand new trenchless pipe. Okay, we've marked this area out right to the right of the front porch as you're facing the house. And this is where you would want to put a mainline clean out in, and also dig up at the white picket fence area, and you could pull a new trenchless sewer line from one point to another without having to disturb the brick driveway. Now we're going to pull back through the cast iron and take a brief look at the cast iron underneath the house. This is now the cast iron. It runs under Nation House. Got some serious buildup right in here, as well to hydrojet that when a new sewer is put in. The rest of this area, from what I could see, all in here, the cast iron looks to be in pretty good condition, pretty clean. Just got one or two restrictions. Build up in here as well. So if you ran a hydrojetter up the line, you could clean all this out, holding a little bit of water because of the buildup. It's down a little bit further, and a little bit of a belly in the line, and we've also got water running in there now. The camera gets kind of fuzzy as we're coming back up the vent. We're pulling back up the drainage vent to the roof. Got a lot of debris on the camera lens at that point. And that concludes our video sewer inspection.